Yeah, everybody. So, as we all know, Tory Lanez got sentenced yesterday to 10 years in prison. Oh my God, that's going to be a hard time. That's going to be a long one, 20 months. I think he got some time in already, so that should count towards whatever time he's got left to do. Some people say it's 65% of the total sentence. Some people say it's 85%. I honestly don't know. I didn't even bother to check. But either way, wish the young man good luck, and hopefully he comes home and he has some lessons learned in this time that he spends sitting down. Um, and before I go on, hit the like button, subscribe, and do not forget to drop a comment. I don't care, positive, negative. You agree with me, you disagree, that's all fine. I'm very, very open for divergent opinions. So as for Tory Lanez, I really didn't know nothing about him. What I knew about Tory Lanez was he was the one person I knew that used to sample a lot of hits. Like I'd hear a song and I'd say, this wasn't the original person that sang the song. And they'll say, yeah, that's Tory Lanez. So that was that much I knew about him. And why people called him talented, I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But that was as far as my knowledge of him was. As for Megan Thee Stallion, now I might say some things that might tick people off, and that is not my intention, but I'm just telling you what I do know about her, how I knew her, because I cannot tell you even one song that she sang. Maybe if I hear one, I think her first breakout hit, I can't remember it off the top of my head now, but what I knew, the things I knew about Megan Thee Stallion was, one, she twerked a lot, right? And then I knew that she sang like a lot of ratchet anthems for women, you know. Then there was a rumor, and this is how I actually knew about Megan. There was a rumor that she was a man. And that was what actually led me to go look at Megan. And I remember there was a video one time of her on stage, and they claimed it was her balls, that she had testicles dangling from underneath the short pants or short boxer, whatever. Those shorts were real short. They looked like thongs. And they claimed it was balls, it was testicles. From the angle they showed it, it did look like it. But then you seen it from different angles, and you'd see that it was actually her butt cheeks or her thighs. So at that, you know how the internet is, they like you at first, and then they try to slander you and cancel you and spread malicious rumors about you. So that was what happened with Megan in that situation, because obviously after you look at separate videos and different angles, you could tell she obviously wasn't a man, she was a woman. So yeah, those were how I knew, or that was how much I knew about Megan and Tory Lanez. Now, as far as the incident that happened, I followed it for a little bit, but then I lost interest, because it was like men and women, and not just every man and every woman. It was like men and women, black men and women, was at loggerheads. They were at loggerheads, and it was ugly. If you were on social media, you know, the way both camps chose sides, Tory's side, mostly men, and Megan's side, mostly women, chose sides. It was crazy. Like I actually even, some people actually got mad at me, not telling me, but I knew, because they unfollowed me, right? So how did I know that they got mad at me? Well, they asked me a question and I answered, and my answer was politically correct, which is usually how I try to approach issues that I do not have concrete evidence about. Like, I'm not gonna slander nobody or call someone out their name without any evidence or cast aspersions on someone's integrity when I don't have concrete evidence. So at least two people I remember asked me about Megan or responded to a post I made when someone entirely different asked a question. And my stance at that time was, we do not know what happened. So let's just wait. Because it is obvious the truth was being stretched by both parties. So Megan was obviously lying and Tory was obviously lying. So they both weren't telling the truth entirely. Now, did Megan get shot? Well, very possibly. Was it direct? I don't know. Was there bullet fragments in her leg? I think the medical examiner says so. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But it also seemed like Tory was protecting somebody. Some people say it was the third girl involved. They also said what led up to the shooting in the truck was started from him flirting with a Kardashian. Then he had the problem went on into the truck, and then they found out he was sleeping with Megan's friend, or Megan's friend found out he was sleeping with her. You know, so it was just all over the place. It was crazy. So I was like, listen, let's just wait till the facts come out. And in my opinion, I still think there's still a lot still being hidden that is not being said by both parties. And why do I say that? I say that because Tory still seems to be acting like he's protecting somebody, especially when they gave him the chance to speak on the stand to defend himself at the sentencing. Apparently, he was still talking about how he had feelings for Megan. Maybe not like, oh, I love her, whatever, but like, I do not wish her harm, and my heart goes, you know, I don't know. So it was crazy. And with Megan, why I say things are still being hidden, she went on Gail's show. I think that's her name, Gail, Oprah's friend. And when they asked her if she ever had sexual intercourse with Tory, she lied. She blatantly looked at millions of people in the face through the camera and lied to us. So if she would tell such a bold-faced lie on such a syndicated show that she knows millions of people, hundreds of millions of people are watching, and they're going to pass judgment based on her utterances, that leads me to say she's someone that cannot be trusted. And her credibility was shot in my eyes from that point on. So I don't know. I just, in a way, I think this is a lesson for young guys coming up in the industry to be careful, be circumspect about the kind of people you let around you, especially women, because let's be real, we know how America is, especially as a black man, and you have this persona. It's not like you sing country music. You know, it's not like you sing gospel music. You're in the hip-hop community and you are already branded, especially a black guy in the hip-hop. Even a white guy in the hip-hop community is not look the same as a white guy singing country music. You know, now they look at you like, yeah, you're definitely going to be acting like them. So when this, I think, should be a lesson to young guys coming up, young superstars. Be careful who you let around you. Be careful the kind of women you bring around you, because some of them will lead you out of character. Some of them will let you be the one to dig your own hole and fall in it. So if we're to believe Tory, he's innocent and he's paying for somebody else's crimes. At first I knew Megan. One of the other things I knew about Megan, before I forget, was that she had a drinking problem. So a lot of the things that would come out back then about her on social media was her having misbehaving on lives, coming there obviously inebriated. And, when you have that kind of image, I think, and supposedly you have a hot temper, I think Tory Lanez should have done better. He should have thought about the kind of people he had around, and he should have known. I know with the money and the fame comes, if you don't have self-control, then you want to leave the Hollywood lifestyle. You want to sleep with everything walking. You want to knock every boot that you can put your foot in. Well, I think he comes on, if calculations are right, because he's 37, 31 now. So he comes on when he's like 38. If he does not win his appeal, yeah, it's a hard lesson, but it's a lesson to be learned nonetheless. My mom used to say something. My mom would say, my child is the one that learns from the lessons of others. Basically, my child is the one that learns from the experiences of others and uses it as a lesson. He does not learn from his own experience. So unfortunately, he had to learn from his own experience, and it's sad, but there's always a greater plan in the universe. So I'll leave it at that. I just wanted to speak on the Tory Lanez and Megan issue because someone asked me to talk about it, and that's it. Hit the like button, subscribe. Till next time, peace.